What is up, everybody? This is Justin Wong here from esports.gg, and we're going to talk about, some situations of just the state of the fighting game community, right? Obviously, if you guys didn't know, Team Liquid actually dropped John Takeuchi and Nemo from Street Fighter V roster, and also they dropped Gen from Tekken 7. It's really unfortunate, obviously, because, Team Liquid's such a big team. Those are amazing players, right? But the reason why, obviously, it's because I don't think players have learned how to adapt in terms of not outside the game, but like not in the game, but outside of the game. And what I mean about that, I just talk about like social media, like consistent streaming, YouTube uploads, because a lot of these times when a player is being, is being signed to a team, you're really using it for, they're using you as like, okay, you are representing my brand. Right, so you need to go to these events, make these top 8s, win these events, and I'll see you guys on the Capcom Fighter streams, or the the official Bandai Namco, or the Evo 2K stream, because that's kind of where the ROI comes from, right? Representing your the brand, you're wearing a jersey, all thousands of people watching you, you're being interviewed at the tournament itself. There's so many. This is kind of their way of like, okay, we are sponsoring you because we want you to have these moments. But since COVID's happened, there hasn't been any offline tournaments, right? Especially since last year, right? It's mainly based off just online. You had the CPT online, which was pretty cool. But the problem is at the end, when they did CPT 2020 and it was supposed to be in Dominican Republic, it got canceled due to COVID. Unfortunate circumstance, but they made an exhibition match, and I personally think that was kind of a bust. I know they tried to salvage the situation, Capcom, but it just, to be honest, it just didn't feel like it was worth it for sponsors and for teams and orgs and stuff like that. And a lot of the other type of games, like the Grand Blue Tour got canceled from COVID. The SNK Pro Tour got canceled. Tekken didn't get to do his thing. So it's just really unfortunate situations that caused like a lot of FGC an FGC decline, right? So I think that was one thing, and I think players didn't adapt. They thought maybe once 2020 is over and 2021 comes back, comes around, which we are in now, that things will be back to normal and we'll be traveling around the world again competing. But that still didn't happen, right? CPT announced their 2021 that they're going to do online again, and there hasn't been any announcements for any other games. You have Evo, which is going to be Evo Online as well, and sadly enough, like online tournaments in terms of viewership doesn't do as well compared to offline, where you get to see international talent versus other international talent. And I think that's kind of the drawback. We are losing our fans, and because we're losing our fans or losing their interest, it's causing teams and orgs to just kind of cut the player, or at least wait till the next big thing comes out. Maybe when Project L comes out, or when offline comes back, these teams will revisit the fighting game community. But right now, we as the fighting game community have to adapt. We have to adapt in many scenarios. And this is the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to the different scenarios where you need to increase your social media, content creation, stream consistently on Twitch, build your fan base even more. So I think that's why when you think about, just focusing on winning tournaments, winning tournaments is great. You want to be the best. Who doesn't want to be the best? But the problem is that at least for the fighting community, our prize pools aren't big. The viewership is really like not as big as it could be. But we it's just nice to win tournaments. You want to be the best. Who doesn't want to be? I love being the best. Everybody else who are competitors and just really world warriors at hearts want to be the best. But we have to think of it outside of the box, right? If we're thinking of this as a long-term thing that we want to do, focuses as a current career, you have to really look forward to other avenues as inspiration, right? Look at other like content creators. Content creators are killing it in the FGC, right? You have Maximilian Du, JM Croft, like they're doing so freaking well when it comes to just content creation, just getting their name out there. More people, like, the numbers are huge. Like that's why you were able to see that more people were sponsoring content creators, right? A lot of content creators actually have been getting picked up as of late because of the numbers that they pull, compared to like if you're a really top, if you're the best player in the world, you're not pulling the numbers as a content creator, because more people are tuning into content creators because it's fun, enjoyable, relatable. So that's something that I would say you kind of have to focus on. If you're a pro tournament player, you have to really focus on different things, bringing out your personality. And I think the perfect example of a pro player that really has brought out their personality is Punk the God. His streams, his YouTubes, he is doing great, fantastic. And I think that is if you're an aspiring player, you want to use his model, and just the way how he is himself, having fun and just killing it. He's killing it in the pro game and also just the content game at the moment. And I think that's the also important part is branching out, right? Like I said, you could try to do what Punk does, but branching out. If you're like maybe not strong content creating in terms of YouTube, focus on Twitch streams, build that audience, build your fan base. Also, even on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that type of stuff is really important to engage with fans. Because the thing is, like, you can post about, your cool clips, gameplay all the time, but a lot of times when people follow you on these social media channels, they want to know who you are. They want to know, what's your tier list, bro? What's your tier list on fast food? Even though like people want to argue with you when it comes to stuff like that, it's still content. It's still engagement. So you want to engage, and the more engagement you get, the more people that will reach out to you. It's like, hey, I saw you on Twitter and it seems like you have really good engagement. I would like to do a sponsored video with you. I would like to do a sponsored tweet with you. Boom, money in your pocket, right? A lot of times, these brands, these companies, these teams, they will find you based on what other people think of you, right? Retweets, likes, right? All that type of stuff. It's going to get back into their home feed somehow. Someone's going to follow this person, that's going to follow another person, and then they're going to be like, wow, this guy's content, this person's content, super good. I want to get in contact. Let me send them to a DM and then go from there. Like, there's so many ways that you can go about it if during this period of just staying home, COVID, and everything. This is a really good hard reset for a lot of people. So like, I know tournaments is your thing, and online tournaments don't really, it doesn't hit as well as offline. We all know that. But you can still do it. You can still enter online tournaments, do well, congratulations. But really, think about what you can do outside the box in terms of content creation, YouTube, Twitch streaming a lot more, just consistently, and then also just being more engaging on Twitter and Instagram. It really, really helps a lot. And I think it's super important for an FGC person to do. Even if you're not a pro player, or you're aspiring pro player, or you just want to just be more popular, it's really good, because I feel like we're at that era where so many people have the nostalgia of playing fighting games. It's really important, and it's organic, and I think that's what people want. So I think in terms of like, what do orgs and sponsors look for, right? Orgs and sponsors, I would say, one, obviously they look for results. Results is always nice, right? If you're a pro player, it's great, right? If you're a pro player that does very well, if you're like Sonic Fox or Punk the God, you're killing it, you're going to be very attractive. You're going to be very attractive, right? But what's going to make you more attractive is what's your brand like? What's it like on YouTube? What's it like on Twitch? What's it like on Twitter and Instagram, right? Those numbers matter, because companies and orgs, they take those numbers because they're always going to ask about your analytics, right? Hey, can you send me your analytics for this month, because they use that to take it to their sponsors, right? And to their boss, to be like, hey, these are the numbers that my pro player from the FGC pulled in, and he's doing great, and like we should keep that person on for next year. Maybe get them some deals, focus them on a sponsored video, make this networking, because once you do that, you're networking. You're also networking with their brands, their sponsors. And I think that's the most important part, is making sure that they don't, like, these teams, these orgs, they don't look at you as just the pro player. They look at you as the overall package, right? So like, yeah, enter this online tournament. All right, I got you, right? Like, hey, can you make a YouTube video about the latest Street Fighter character, latest NRS character, latest Tekken 7 character, and then post your thoughts about it? Yeah, great, right? Can you do a sponsored Twitch stream with this sponsor that we have right here, and just make it look good? Okay, Can you do a sponsored tweet? You know, eventually, like if the team is able to ask you for all these things because they know that you're worth it, it really makes it more harder for them to decide to drop you or cut you or think that we can't afford you, because you're giving them so much ROI, right? So much return on investment, because you're able to just provide all these different type of ways of engaging with the viewers, with the fans, you know, or bringing more people awareness to the brand. So that's something that I think a lot of people in FGC lack right now. And I think because we're in a period where we don't have offline right now, we can't go to tournaments, we can't do the world tour for Capcom Pro Tour, NRS Pro Tour, Tekken Pro Tour, you know, all these different Pro Tours that we had planned before COVID. Like, this is what you guys need to adapt. This is how you guys adapt to get to the next level. And this is going to help us. Trust me. Once COVID's over and we're back, it's going to help us even more, because you're going to become more attractive for these people. And that's going to get more just awareness on your part, more exposure, and just more people interested in just getting your brand on their jersey, right? Making you wear their jersey so you can represent them and just, you know, be more than a pro player. You're a pro player slash personality slash content creator slash Twitch streamer slash influencer. That's great to have. If you can have all that, that's great. I mean, it's great. That's kind of what I just been doing. I've been doing that for a long time now, and it's been really successful. So I really hope that you guys follow a similar model and just, you know, I don't want to say step your game up, but, you know, incorporate it into your game to help your career as a fighting game player. But other than that, this is Justin Wong from esports.gg, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.